Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Empower Tuesday Night Build Show. I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Studio. Today, I'm going to be taking you on another build journey. Hang out, sit back, relax, and ask all of the questions. Remember, if you like this nerd stuff, make sure you go give us a follow on all of our channels. We're over here on Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube. You can even follow our Twitter. It's probably where you're going to get the most up-to-date news, either the Facebook or the Twitter channels. And if you need any type of support, or if you're interested in any type of build or custom build your own, you can always reach us at support@empowergamingpcs.com. You can also text us or call 248-617-1050. Or just check out our website and submit your requests there. So before we get started, I just wanted to remind supporters that we have a couple of NZXT H9 flows in white that we want to give away. All I need is for people to go on to either the Twitter post or the Facebook post. Go ahead and share that post, and then go to our Kick channel and follow the Kick channel. We're trying to move over from the Twitch to Kick, and if you haven't already, go follow the Kick. It's really all I need you to do to be involved with the NZXT H9 Flow giveaway, the case giveaway. But the winners will have the option for us to actually do a build in the case. The case is free and it's shipped free. And if you want us to do the build, all you have to do is pay for the other parts. We'll do the build for you, and we'll even ship it for free at no additional cost. So really, you're just paying for the parts at that point with a free case and free shipping. Pretty good deal. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, make sure you follow the Empower Gaming Computers Kick channel. Second reminder, we still do the $1 PC giveaways. I just want to remind people that all of the revenue that comes from the streams, whether it's tips or subscriptions, subs, anything, or stars over on Facebook, all of that goes towards the $1 PC giveaway. Once we hit a specific threshold, which you can see at the bottom of the screen here, then we will be giving away a $1 PC. And the reason why it has to be $1 is because if we're giving it away for free, then we're not selling you something. It's more of a gambling thing, and, well, that's the workaround. So, $1. That's it. For a complete gaming PC shipped to you. How about that? That's another cool thing we do. So, always make sure you're subscribed, because that is opened up for subscribers. And really the only place that you can subscribe right now is on the Twitch channel. And so, getting back to today and what we're doing here today, you guessed it, we're going to be building another gaming PC. We're not just building any old gaming PC. Today we are building someone's first gaming PC. This gaming PC is actually a pretty cool, well-balanced PC that's going to deliver some good frames for somebody who's starting out. So I'm super excited to put this thing together for them. I'm hoping that they jump in and check out some of the stream today. I did let them know that we'd be streaming this evening, so hopefully we'll see them on the stream. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out our system specs, our loadout, so to speak, to see what we're working with today. Welcome everybody to the stream. So today we're going to be building with the Intel Core i5. This is a 10400F, so it's a 10th generation processor. It's got 6 cores, 12 threads, and it has maximum boost of 4.3 gigahertz. So this bad boy right here. Next up, we were going to be doing a Vichu tower air cooler, but I do want to do for this case anyway, I wanted to do a 240 millimeter AIO. So this is a liquid cooled AIO cooler. It's 240 millimeters. It's got 220 millimeter fans. This is by Thermalright. This is their Frozen Note 240 Black ARGB. This is the first time I've used their cooler before, so we're giving it a shot. See how it performs. If I don't like it, obviously I'll swap it around for you. Don't worry. Then the motherboard that we're running is the MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. I believe this is actually the 590 version, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it is, because it has Gen 4 on it. So this is actually the Z590 because the 490s are impossible to get now. We got 16 gigs of DDR4, 3600 megahertz RAM, and that's by T-Force Delta, or it's by Team Group, and the series is T-Force Delta. It's the addressable RGB RAM. It's in black. Does come in white as well, just for your awareness. And then our storage is a Silicon Power 1 terabyte M.2. This is Gen 3. The video card is a RTX 3050, which is 8 gigabytes. Oh, you know what? I forgot. We actually upgraded from the 3050 that was originally purchased. We actually got up to a 3060. So we have a 3060 in here, not the 3050. 12 gigabytes, GDDR6, 192-bit. And then the power supply we have over here is a 750 watt 80 plus bronze certified, and then a ATX mid tower over here by Leon Lee, which is the LandCool 205 mesh, and this is the USB-C version, which means it has a USB-C port at the top of it, so you can plug in your phone, or most phones today use USB-C, so that's a plus, a bonus. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start the build. Let's change over to our top down so we can see what we're doing, or so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so here's our motherboard, the Z590. This board's going to have pretty much everything they'll need for a gaming PC. Got support for Gen 4, though it would take going to an 11th generation processor, but it has support for that 11th generation processor if they wanted to do something like that in the future. But for a gaming PC, it's really not, say, required. It's not a requirement. It's nice to have. We're going to go ahead and socket the CPU really quick here. All those tiny pins, those are probably the most sensitive area of the board, or of the entire build actually. This will just drop in here over the pins, and then we take the bracket, put it over there, well done. Next we have a 1 terabyte M.2 Gen 3 SSD and 2 sticks of 8 gig, total of 16 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz T-Force Delta addressable RGB RAM by Team Group. To put it in one of these lower ones because the top one's from Gen 4, so we'll leave that open. I don't even think it works. 10th gen. Not 4. For some reason that came up with it. Wasn't supposed to, but it did. This is the stud. Don't forget to steal your tattoo. Hey, Mern, what's up? All right, our 2 sticks going in here. 16 gigs. Good morning. You mean evening? Well, yeah. Good evening. We're just doing another build over here. Just another build. How's it going over there? Dashing wanted to drop in. Well, I appreciate it, sir. Yeah. I've been streaming at different times, you know, up and down. Hey, Matt, thanks for that like over there on Facebook. I appreciate you, sir. Switching it up as much as you can. So how's the dashing tonight? Is it busy? Is it busy out there? Are people hungry? John, these always look better than mine. Don't worry, John. It's not about looks, it's about performance. Yeah, it's not bad. No, that's good. It's good. Hopefully the tips are good. We are in the middle of a thunderstorm over here, though, so just a fair warning. We may or may not lose power, and if we do, that will suck. If we lose power, I will probably stop the build because I won't have light to do it. Other than flashlights. Who wants to build a build with a flashlight? I've done it before. Believe it or not, I've done it before. What happens when you're an addict? There we go. We got our motherboard in the case. We're just going to mount it here. The only thing I forgot about is that bracket for the cooler, which is wide open there, so we should be good. Just wanted to make sure I would be able to get it back there. Without the interference of the case. Not bad. John, I think your PC looks pretty badass, by the way. I don't know what you're complaining about. I think what you have is the build edge, where it's just never good enough until you hit the maximum, and then you're like, once you hit that maximum, then you're like, what do I do with my life after that? But wait, the next year there's new parts coming out. And then you have to maximize again, and again, and again, and it just never ends. It's an addiction. And I'm addicted. Share my addiction with me. Join me. addicted to building PCs, if anybody was actually wondering. Wait, for the ammo can one? No, this is not the ammo can one, Steve. This is not. But that is helping my addiction. The only thing we're waiting on right now, Steve, is the case. We're just waiting on the case. I've got pretty much everything else here. Oh yeah, then take that back. The case and the graphics card is missing. Still on its way. A few days out, I'm sure, on the case, because I had to order it from a not normal place. So, it's gonna take a minute for it to get here. Cooler. Oh, just wait. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. What happens when I get old? I start reading things, and then my brain starts replacing words for me that I can't see quite right. And so it guesses. Like I said, I need a second monitor here. Probably here. Or over here. I don't know. I've got too many things open on the stream monitor, so I can't quite see everything very well. Everything's really small. And it's kind of like a lame excuse, because I have a super nice panel over there doing absolutely nothing on the wall. Has a wall mount and everything. So the only downside to this cooler is that we have to flip these fans around. They're facing the wrong way. Pre-installed, kind of cool. Unless you had to install it through the fans, but most cases you don't. In most cases, you're installing it on the top of the case nowadays. That's pretty much the normal location for them now. Yeah, wait for the ammo can. And that case is, or that build is going to be pretty cool. Coming up here. Still got to tell me exactly what you want on there, but you got a few days to figure it out, because case isn't here yet, and we got to paint it. I could get started on the base color, but I need to put that stencil together. I can't wait to use it. Awesome. Is this one of the Brady's? Brady kids? Over there on YouTube? Yep, awesome. Hey, just so you're aware, we actually got this upgraded to an RTX 3060, not the 3050, so we did upgrade it. We also went, instead of the air cooler, with a liquid cooler, which is what I'm handling right now. That'll help with the cooling. And we also have a better motherboard in this case. We also have a better case for the build too. So instead of the Antec case that we originally had, we're doing the Leon Lee Landcool 205. So overall, originally what you expected is a little better. That's kind of what we do over here, that kind of stuff. Alright, 1700, 1115X, probably going to be the one. That must be AMD. We need Intel. Right now we're just mounting the cooler to the bracket, which is going to be mounted to the top of the case. And this bracket just makes removal of the cooler and adding the cooler a lot easier. One of the cool features of this particular case. Very cool. Hey Nicole, how's it going? Yep, I know my brother recommended a lot to my dad because my brother built his own PC and knows surprisingly a lot. Awesome. Tell him to come join the stream. You can ask any question he wants. I'll answer any question. We are streaming over to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Kick all at the same time. If I start talking to ghosts or myself, I'm actually probably talking to somebody else on another channel. Because the chat, fortunately, is not up on the screen right now for you guys. But I will try to keep that transparent. But I do talk to ghosts all the time. Or myself. I talk to myself a lot. Especially while you're streaming. Ex-wife. Oh. Gotcha. I saw the last name and I was like, ah. Somebody from over there. Okay, well, I'm struggling to get these cables through the back holes here. There we go. Get our cables to the back. That way we can route our cables behind the PC and it looks all nice and fancy on the front side. And one screw locks that entire panel in. Next we gotta add this panel, and before I do that I'm actually going to correct this. And plug these in. These are fans, so these two connections here are what control the fan speed on the cooler, so that, you know, if the CPU gets hotter, the motherboard will tell the fans to spin faster to cool it quicker. And then this is a bracket that's going to support the block and the water cooler on the CPU. It'll strap it right down. So it goes through the motherboard, and then we'll have two studs to mount to on the back side, or on the motherboard here. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Now we have our 4 studs. And that's what this guy mounts to. Pretty sure we want these tubes down. Cooler. It would make the most sense. So we just gotta add this guy. Then we gotta remove this plastic film that protects the copper. You really don't want any scratches on copper or anything like that. And you want it as clean as possible when you go to put it on. Any debris or dirt or grease or anything will impact that block, and that block is important because it takes and draws the heat off of the CPU. This is thermal paste that will assist with drawing the heat off the CPU and onto the copper. This is Thermal Grizzly, some of the best stuff you can use, and it also lasts the longest. Because over time, thermal paste likes to harden up, and then as it gets hard, or it hardens, it becomes less efficient. And we'll put our block on our CPU here, then use these little nuts to screw it down. I'll just get it started with my hand tighten. You'll be picking it up when it's done. Well, you'll be able to come over here and check it out. Hey Brady, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Seems like I got the whole family over here right now. Well, this is where you're going to be picking it up, over here at the Empower Studio. Alright, so I'm just tightening this down. We got a snug tension on the CPU. So I'm happy with it. We can adjust that later if we need to. Turn off. Probably shouldn't have. And then this is an RGB cable that comes off the block. Go to the back of the PC. And then one of the last cables we have to plug in from the cooler is the pump. So it has to actually plug into its own header to control the speed of the pump on the water cooler. So most coolers like to just run 2500 RPM. That's this guy over here. This is a unique style cooler. The reason why it's unique is because it actually runs the pump in the center of the loop rather than... I don't think the pump itself is actually on the block on this one, for the radiator. I'd have to go look. I kind of think it is. Alright. Cable routed where we need it. Here's our pump. Getting in, plugged into pump 1, the header name. We'll push the excess cable back into the back, put a hole, back. There we go. Starting to look like a gaming PC, I'd say. Slowly. coming together. Family event. Nice. There we go. We've got our AIO installed. That's the liquid cooler here. That's going to be cooling the CPU, and it is exhaust. We got our front fans as intake, and our rear is exhaust as well. So the airflow is going to come in from the front and get sucked in and out through the radiator and the rear. So good design, good airflow. What we want. So next up, we're going to flip this over and tackle the case connections, which is going to be our USB-C, USB 3, front panel audio, our power button, power switch. We also have a RGB hub back here that we have to plug into the motherboard so that the software controls the RGB. I'm going to kind of flip it on its side here and locate some of these headers because it's been a while since I've messed with this board actually. But yeah. That's for a fan hub. And this one down here is our addressable RGB rainbow connection. Usually on the motherboard it's either labeled ARGB or J Rainbow 1 or 2, depending on how many of those headers I have on the board. I have 1, 2, etc. In that case we went to J Rainbow 1. Let's see, we've got our front panel, or our HD audio. That we know is in this bottom left corner. USB 3 and USB-C. Where's my power switch? Our power switch right there. So these two, the only other two I'm sure on. USB-C definitely up here. USB 3 towards the bottom. That kind of sucks. We'll flip it back over. That was our USB 3. This is our front panel HD audio. Those are the audio ports on the front of the case. And this is our USB-C connection on the top of the case. All plugged into the motherboard where it needs to go. Perfect. What's next? You can probably drop the video card in there. But I think before I do that... No, we could do that. Go ahead and drop the card in here. Again, we went from the RTX 3050 originally is what we were going to be building with. On the invoice, we're doing an RTX 3060. So it is a bit of an upgrade on the video card. It's simply because we got the card for such a good deal. So almost the same price, 3050. I'd rather give you guys a better card. So this is the RTX 3060, which is 12 gigs over the 8. A little bit faster. Go. That's also MSI, so it's going to blend well with the motherboard, especially when it comes to the MSI Center, the software in the we're going to be loading on it. Alright, so I'm going to flip it back over and we're going to deal some of these RGB connections here. I have 3 coming off of the cooler, which we can daisy chain, thankfully. I'm going to do that actually. going to run it from this tub. There we go. This is our 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header connection that we're playing with right now. We'll just then we'll get zip tying. Clean some of these cables up a little bit. Zip tie. Giving me all sorts of fight. Doesn't want to cooperate. You will convince it to cooperate. Woof. Are you a ninja? Okay. Snips. Super clean. Hey, hey. What's up over there on Kick? How's Kick doing over there? Sickle? Sickle? Need more RAM. Always need more RAM. What's going on over there, Poorly Hung? How's it going? Alright, so I think we're actually ready to slap this power supply in here. So let's go ahead and flip that over and get the power supply out. We're actually blowing through this build like it's nothing. Did help that it was a Leon Lee case, which makes builds a lot easier. Especially these ones. How much do you... Oh, looks awesome. Thanks, Brady. How much do you know about encoding with NVIDIA? So. What do you want to know about encoding? I know enough to maybe probably answer a couple of questions, but maybe questions you probably already have answered. You have, or I have a, you have, I don't, you have, damn it. You have a 3090 and was wondering if you can speed up video editing with a 40 series card. I know the 40 series card is going to be a little bit better. I mean, if you have a 3090, obviously you're going to want something better than a 3070 Ti or a 4070 Ti and up to gain any type of performance. But what CPU do you have again? I probably asked this question a lot and I should remember it, but I talk to and work on so many people and people's PCs. I don't work on people, I work on people's PCs. But I do a lot of work with people and people's PCs that I can't remember. SHIT anymore. Unless it's like within the last day or two. What CPU do you have? Because that could be part of the problem. But I think you do have a decent CPU, if I remember correctly. One that I would not be thinking would be bottlenecking anything. Yeah, no bottleneck there. I was gonna guess 12,900. But 13,900 is even bigger. So definitely not a bottleneck there. And so I would say probably yes, it might help speed it up. What render are you, or what size resolution are you rendering? I just don't know how much it's going, like how much percentage it's going to help. I just don't know how to answer that question. I don't know if there's a way to measure it other than asking somebody to render a video with a 4090 or something and see if there's a big difference. I don't have a 4090 in my system. I have a 3070 Ti and that's what I render with, and I don't know, it really doesn't bother me. I could just, I'm not doing like a bazillion videos. Like, you're probably doing a lot more than me, so you're sitting there, every second counts. For me, I just render a video and go do something else. Like work on something. Come back and it's done. What to do. That's for me. But I know other people, it's way more important to get it done faster. Because you're could be getting paid per video. That makes sense. Probably your internet. Well, I mean, hang on, my Twitch is buffering really bad. Oh. Gotcha. Could be my internet too, but I don't see any drop frame notifications or anything like that. No packet issues. People on YouTube would be saying the same thing. Facebook, tick. I'm just curious, are you always going to say that you need more? It needs more RAM on every build until I have a build with 128 gigabytes of RAM, which would be the maximum? Just going to happen every time? Just curious. If you're back. So what's your build partner's name? See them in the background? Oh, that's Max. Mr. Max. He usually will sit here at my feet while I'm building. And he builds with me all day. He also will bring over different toys. See which ones I'm interested in playing with. But, you know, when I'm building, I'm not exactly playing, so by the end of the build, I usually have like 15 toys down here on my feet. He's like, well, Dad doesn't want to play with that one, so let me go get a different one. He doesn't want to play with that one, so I'll go get a different one. You'll even try to work it up and play it for a minute. You know, like, oh, this is fun, Dad, you should try it. Really try to get me into it and stuff. Hilarious. Try to make me jealous of him playing. Funny. Funny what he does. Alright, there we go. We got our CPU power plugged in, our 24-pin motherboard power plugged in. And this is our 8-pin GPU power. It's going to power the graphics card. And just one zip tie to hold this pigtail in. Don't use the pigtails anyway. I don't know why power supply manufacturers still send them. There you go. It looks super clean. What do you guys think? Looking pretty clean. Hey Josh Stewart, thanks for that like. I appreciate you. Mr. Monk over on YouTube also subscribed. Thank you, Mr. Monk. I appreciate that. Mark Wolf, thank you for the follow. Carol, thank you for the like. We're actually a little bit behind on notifications here. I'm sorry. Looks amazing, Ben. Thanks. Oh, no problem. Yeah, super clean. That's how we do it. The last bit of cleanup that we have to do is get these cables tied up, and then we have all this extra that came from the power supply that needs to be tied up. This would be used for future upgrades or anything but it's pretty standard to have quite a few cables left over. And it is a semi-modular power supply, meaning I didn't have to have all of this plugged in. It's just, I know a lot of people will, like, if I send the cables with the PC in a separate package, they usually end up getting thrown out. And then when you come to me and say, hey Ben, I want an upgrade, I'm like, okay, do you have your power supply cables? Then people say no, we threw those out. So I always make sure I put them inside the case now, or inside the PC, to make sure that people have them for the future. Even though it is semi-modular, meaning cables are removable, I do install them. Because I know where they will be. If you ever need any help with anything. They'll be tucked away down here. Waiting for its job. Future. This, no. I think this guy is behind this SSD tray, I think. Nice. Clean. Looking clean. Here. This big guy. Damn it. And I'll just put one here for good measures. Yeah, probably could have done a little bit better. Worst critic. Okay, so next, put this back panel back on. Then we're gonna fire this bad boy up. I'll get the camera turned around to a different position so we can see it better. I'm going to keep the glass off while we have it on camera because the glass likes to reflect the light too much. And it makes it kind of difficult to see. But there we are. The PC is built. Now that's what we call easy peasy lemon squeezy. I need a coffee. Problem is, it's too late. I'll be up all night if I have coffee. Alright, let's get this plugged into the bench. We also have our awesome capture card, so we'll be able to show you what we see on the screen as well. Hear that. It's cool. Gonna stand this bad boy up. And you can see some of the setup we're doing. All right, not too bad. I'm gonna position this and get this switched around to a different view. Yeah, this one. All right. You guys ready to see it power on for the first time? Oh, I lost my camera over here. Whoopsie. I need somebody to like run the stream pieces for me in the background while I'm doing this. Hey Jeff, thanks for the like. Appreciate you, sir, over there on Facebook. We're gonna hit this power button. You ready? That looks like a gaming PC to me. We also have a post So the little black box on the left-hand lower area of the screen is actually the screen that the PC is producing, being captured by a capture card. So we're able to kind of see what it's doing. You're able to see. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I actually really like this cooler. Really like it. But we're actually going to be updating the BIOS of this, all these settings that we're touching right now in the BIOS, which is the screen we're looking at here. Those are going to be reset when we do the BIOS update. Are we going with 11 or 10? That's not the right invoice. 11. Did you guys want Windows 10 or Windows 11? I'll just straight up ask you right here. Let me know what Windows version you want. The invoice says 11. So I'm just going to run 11. If you tell me not to and you tell me 10, I will change it. Yeah, no, 11's good. We'll run 11. So switching over to the capture card, we're just going to run through the Windows setup here. Windows 11 setup. I'm going to say I don't have the product key right now because I'll be putting that in there later once we get all the drivers and the BIOS update, all that done. I'm going to go to custom install. I'm going to select the empty 1 terabyte M.2 drive and install. Now Windows is installing. And I had to plug in my bootable USB drive that has the Windows installation media, which is free to download from Microsoft. You can create your own Windows bootable media, or if you need one, let me know. I can put one together for you. But that's how you would recover if you ever had to reinstall Windows, etc. Very easy to do. Microsoft Windows also has its own recovery drive built in, so we'll be able to try to recover unless for some reason that partition or recovery media is completely corrupt, which is usually the only time that you'll need external media from a USB drive. Vanilla Coke. That's my caffeine right now. I should not be drinking it, but it's okay. There wasn't a lot there. Alright, so the installation on that SSD was super snappy fast, and it's already restarting. So that you can see is the speed from USB to the SSD, how quick that was. I mean, the operating system is like easily 20 gigs compressed. So it's, I think it's, 8 gigs on the flash drive, but compressed it comes out to like, or decompressed is like, extracted is like 20 gigs. But a lot of data, really fast. Looks like this camera was shut off too. Whoops. Each scene I have on the stream, so every time we change a scene, if I change something during last stream, like I probably ended it on this scene and I shut the camera off and left it up for a little bit, and then I forget to go back and re-enable the camera. It's stupid. I've got too many buttons to play with on my screen. I'm sorry. I like buttons. So Windows is firing up for the first time. I'm going to be setting up a local administrator account with no password. The reason why I'm going to be doing that is so I can get in and install all the drivers, install the Windows updates, and I believe you have Office on this one as well, so that needs to get installed. Yep. Office Suite gets installed as well. So that basically when you get it, all you got to do is fire it up. If you need to add a Windows Microsoft account, I could walk you through it really quick. Takes like 2 minutes. But you just fire it up and it's ready to go. So there's a couple of special steps that we have to do because Microsoft wants you to set up a Microsoft account. We don't want to in this case. We just want to set up a local administrator account. So I'm going to hold Shift F10 to bring up the command prompt, and then I'm going to click into the window to make sure I'm typing in there. And the first thing we're going to type is OODE. So that's out of box experience. And then we're going to bypass the NRO. Hit enter. It's going to reboot. And then we also have to trick it into no internet, so that it forces us to do a local administrator account. Windows 10 doesn't make you do all this. Windows 11 does. Because it tries to force you to use a Microsoft account. And obviously, I don't want to put my Microsoft account on here. I want to make sure you guys own it. So I'm going to set it up as a local account. So that when you get it, you can sign into your Microsoft account and own it. Alright, so last thing we got to do is Shift F10 again. And then we just have to type ipconfig. And then /release. Now release is the IP address, so that there's no IP address, which means it's not connected to the internet currently. So when it goes through this step, it won't be connected to the internet. It's told to skip the NRO. And so then it should allow us just to set up with a local administrator account right out of the gate. Couple of stupid steps, but is what it is. Couple of stupid extra steps, should I say. So if you're setting up a Windows 11 PC and you want to do a local admin account instead of a Microsoft account, that is how you do it. It's very easy. Just a couple of extra steps. I know there's installation packages you could run as well, which would make it even easier, but I don't know. Those break all the time. I would do that maybe if I was setting up a bunch of PCs for an organization, but I'm not. I'm setting up one. One device per person, as of right now anyway. Hey Cadbury, sorry I missed your message a little bit ago. Here to watch the old man Ben build another computer. Hey, I heard you went full-time computer Moran. Yes, sir, I did. We are currently full-time. And thanks for jumping in. I don't know how long. I don't know why I missed that message. I'm sorry about that. We're just checking for updates over here. Still checking for updates. I don't know how it's checking for updates because we're offline. We're supposed to be offline. Now it's making sure we have the latest updates. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Please keep your PC on. Well, I'm not going to not. Oh, thank you. Personal use. There we go. Well, it's about time. Hi. Oh, don't worry. We're getting more things ready for you. I think I'd rather see a status bar and get it all done. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn your PC off. Well, anyway, you guys get the idea. Next thing I got to do is actually install the drivers. I've got to do the BIOS update. I've got to do all the Windows updates, do the Office installation, and then we got to go through what we call a battle tested phase, which is where I'm going to be testing the PC to its limits to ensure, and also for a good stretch of time, like a couple hours at least minimum, running it hard. That way it gets hot and we know for sure that it's cooling and performing where it should be. And once we're satisfied with it and it passes all the results or the tests, it gets a signed frame, certified certificate, stating that the PC is 100% ready to game. And once that's completed, then it's ready for pickup. So we should have it ready for pickup tomorrow. Currently is our timeline. Windows. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you guys here. Thanks for jumping on the stream. Tomorrow we actually have a pretty another badass PC to build tomorrow. So if you like this kind of stuff, make sure you follow, share, like, all that cool stuff. And I really appreciate it if you guys do that. It helps the channel grow. And the more the channel grows, the more I can try to give back to the community, because we do the $1 PC giveaway on here for followers. Thanks, Ben. Super happy. Awesome, Brady. I'm glad you guys are happy with it. Can't wait for you guys to pick it up and actually get it plugged in and fired up. But if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure you follow and join the next stream. We'll have another one tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again for hopping in and following and watching.